Hey, welcome to the channel. My name's Earl, and I'm here on Iracing, where recently I've been trying to get out of D class. If you don't know, on Iracing, you start in rookies, where you have limited options of cars that you can race, and then you have to climb your way all the way to A class, where you can race things like formula cars, prototypes, and a variety of GT classes, GT3 specifically. So currently I'm in D class, and my idea for this series is to document my journey from D class to A class, and my sole goal is safety rating. Now, you might have seen off the line I gained a position, but because I was so cautious going into the first corner, I lost that position to a different driver. Now, during this race, I think I was very patient, and I benefited from people making mistakes which were either caused by pressure from me or issues with their own driving. Since the action on the first lap has kind of died down now, just to give you a bit of a backstory on me, I've raced sims for a while, just a bit casually, but I do have the desire to do things like special 24-hour races that Iracing hosts. If you've seen the thumbnail of this video, I have come over from ACC, so in a sense I'm not really a stranger to GT3 racing, but I am a stranger to this car, which is a lot of fun, but it's surprisingly easy to spin, especially on cold tires. So I found out that it takes about a lap and a half to get these tires up to temperature. So I'm sort of careful with my inputs, unlike the guy I just passed. Now, with a slight gap ahead, I'll just let the replay play out and return when things get spicy. As I catch up to the back of this guy, one thing that I've learned this week is that this car track combination does require you to keep the speed up, because there's not a lot of power in these cars, and also getting a good exit and just keeping momentum up in general is essential for not only lap time but also gaining positions. And as you can see, I get a run on him, but I don't capitalize on it. I back out and decide to be a bit more patient, because ultimately I don't want to hit this guy and get any incidence points, so I have to look for another opportunity. And I think this was a lap and a half later, where he must have missed his braking point, or took the wrong line into the corner, or broke a bit differently than he did previously, but he makes a mistake. I squeeze down the inside, and just like that, the place is mine. And that's not all, because the guys up ahead, they're going to do something that I can only say thank you for. Now, in these rookie races and D-class races, it's really important to stress that staying out of trouble, remaining on track, and doing as many laps as you can in the session. These are the more important things that need to be done for you to get out of the lower lobbies. And as you can see, my race has been clean so far, and I've only inherited from situations like these. Now, there were several times where I got a good run on the guy ahead. I'm already in the podium position. It would be nice to get P2, but as I've stressed multiple times in the video, it's really important for me to do this cleanly because I'm not really chasing positions here, I'm chasing safety points. But coming out of the last corner, even though I had the better line to get accelerating first, I wasn't really able to get a run before the slipstream effect started to give me some assistance. Now, I think that's just because I need to learn how to drive this car better, and perhaps I also needed to get on the accelerator a bit more aggressively. But like I said before, this car is really easy to spin, so I don't want to push it too much. Now, as the race is coming towards its end, I can kind of sense myself getting a bit desperate to get this move done. But I've still got time, and it does seem like I have a slight pace advantage over him. So all I need to do is stick as close as I possibly can, while my car does its best George Russell impression, wiping the screens with absolutely no rain in sight. I get a really good run towards the end of the final sector, and I actually try to stick the move around the outside, but don't really make the best use of the space that I've got. And again, maybe I'm also not aggressive enough on the accelerator and or carrying enough speed in this last corner. But this being the final lap of the race, any opportunity that I'm given now, I might have to go for it, as long as it's sensible and means that we won't end up crashing out of this race. I think I'm gonna have to take it. So when he gets a bad exit coming out of, what is this, turn 3, I see an opportunity and I go for a gap that's pretty inviting. Now up in P2, I know that I'll be vulnerable at the end of the straight, so I decide to go to the middle of the track and make it difficult for him if he's going to decide to try and move. I also hug the apex to prevent any kind of a switchback, and going up the hill I am a bit vulnerable because I do have less momentum than he does, but there's only one line through the next corner, so he backs out of it and I keep it together and bring the car home to finish in P2. Thanks for watching, especially if you got to the end. Really appreciate it, and I'll be doing this kind of replays in the future, so if it's something you're interested in, give me a like and subscribe, and see you next time.